Thursday. Congressman Adam Schiff, the lead Democrat on House Intel, is with us here in our New York studios tonight. Welcome. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
I feel like we were going to start there, but we've had news break on your way to a television studio tonight. So let's back up with Paul Manafort. This is an allegation that he's witness tampering. What would that have to say about his mindset? He's in effect out on bail pending trial.
Well, it says a lot. It says, for one thing, that he's terrified of the exposure that he's facing in terms of the charges against him and willing to engage in such a reckless act as to try to compound his problems. It also says to me that he must not be certain that he's going to get a pardon after all. And maybe he hears the president diminish his role in the campaign. Well, he was there for a short time, and maybe he's taking that to mean the president is going to want to be arm's length. But at the same time, the president's sending completely different signals that he can pardon anybody he wants. He can pardon himself. There's no limit to the mischief that he can commit with the pardon. But I think it's a sign of desperation on Manafort's part.
I am guessing with some knowledge you did better than average in law school, went on to be a federal prosecutor among your other job titles. Talk about self-pardoning. Vis-a-vis our discussion in the last segment, it really would place one person above all known laws for the rest of us.
It would. I would never claim to be a constitutional scholar, but I studied under a very good one, Larry Tribe. And I think the reality is you don't interpret one section of the Constitution as in such a way that would render moot other parts of the Constitution. You can't faithfully execute the laws if you're also using the pardon power to obstruct justice. If we consider that power absolute, it would mean the president could order all kinds of people to violate the law and then simply pardon them. He could commit any kind of violations of law and simply say, it's my Justice Department, you can't indict me, you can't prosecute me, you can't touch me. That cannot be the case. The Constitution's not a suicide pact in any respect. We don't have a monarchy, and this absolutist construction is just dead wrong.
Before Frost-Nixon was a film, it was an actual thing. It was David Frost, the British journalist, Richard M. Nixon, the former president. I want to show you a clip vis-a-vis what you put out on social media. We'll talk about it on the other side.
So what, in a sense, you're saying is that there are certain situations where the president can decide that it's in the best interest of the nation or something and do something illegal.
Well, when the president does it, that means that it is not illegal.
So you're saying same mindset at work, different circumstances today from 1977.
Absolutely. In that statement, Nixon is saying effectively, I am the law. Donald Trump has said, this is my Justice Department, not the Justice Department of the American people. It's mine. And I have the right to my own Attorney General who does my bidding, who has my back, who's looking out for my interests, not the interests of the country. That is not the system we have. It was wrong during Nixon's time. It's wrong now. In many respects, this president's abuse of office, his disregard of a system of checks and balances goes well beyond anything Nixon said. And it ought to alarm every American.
I want to close with a customer service question because we're all your customers. We have this House Intelligence Committee. What if tomorrow, God forbid, terrorism brings the subject of real intelligence front and center? We have watched how the committee has dealt with this matter. I would compare it to children, but that would diminish our children. Are the Democrats blameless in the mess that I think you would agree the Intelligence Committee has become?
Well, the problem we've had with our committee has been our chairman, and I think it's really confined to our chairman. When you've got someone who is the leader of your committee, who is going off on midnight runs to undisclosed locations to get secret evidence, and then you learn that that secret evidence he got from the White House, it makes a mockery of the committee. We had to deal with that as Democrats. We couldn't ignore it. We couldn't look the other way. We couldn't participate in an investigation that was really a whitewash. So we were left with no choice. Now, we've tried to be responsible. We're doing our best to continue the investigation within our ability to do so without the Republicans. And we're trying to defend our institutions as they're being attacked in the service of the president. That's what the country ought to expect us to do. And I know it's easier, frankly, to believe, well, both sides are inevitably responsible for any conflict. But sometimes one side really is responsible. And here with our I think the responsibility is pretty clear.
Long way from home in our studio here tonight. Our thanks to Congressman Adam Schiff, Democrat of California, and the ranking Democrat.